everything you could have ever wanted from a horrifically reactionary society has been gift wrapped and delivered to you by the Republican Party. And here you are, still fucking complaining.
Everyone. A few days ago, I penned an irritated tweet in response to one of the latest happenings on the increasingly heated culture war front.
Bro, there is literally nothing funnier than like just straight up posting some transphobic content on Maine, getting owned by Twitter for it because it's a clear violation of its fucking rules, okay? You're just like attacking a famous trans man, okay? Saying like, they got top surgery, it's fucking unacceptable or whatever the fuck, right? Like, you're literally saying, you're just transphobic at that point, right? He penned a tweet, by the way. Okay, motherfucker, what are you, Shakespeare? Why, I'm sending General Macbeth a penned tweet. He certainly will be the new king of Scotland. Motherfucker penned a tweet like he pulled out a fucking feather and like tipped it into the ink. Anyway, yeah. I am scribing the new transphobic rhetoric with glee. Once again, I just gotta remind you that like this shit is completely ridiculous. Like, there are so many fucking states that have passed some of the most cruel and unusual psychotic anti-trans fucking provisions, okay? Straight up unacceptable. Like, there are fucking states like Utah where the fucking state legislature passed such a transphobic bill that the Republican governor was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I mean, what are you doing? There's one trans girl in the entire fucking state that's competing in the high school level, and you guys want to pass this like psychotic fucking bill? Even the Republican even the Republican governor was like, I'm not signing this, bro. This is cruel and unusual. What the fuck's wrong with you guys? There's like one 12-year-old or 14-year-old trans girl. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're losing the Mormons. And even then, he's just simply crying because he can't further bully trans people on a fucking private platform, man. That's crazy. You are such a pathetic little coward, dude. Holy fuck. You are not strong. You're not a big tough guy. You're not a big man. You are a pathetic little fucking baby. You're cruel. You're ruthless for no fucking reason. And you're a coward. What a weak ass little bitch made thing to do, bro. Come on, dude. They're silencing me. And it's like, no, they're not. They just gave you a suspension, dumbass. All you need to do is delete the tweet. And he's like, I'm not deleting it. Okay, good. Don't delete it, idiot. It's probably better for your fucking mental health. Clearly, you can't actually stop yourself from being on this fucking platform. And it is unironically bad for your mental health. Like, you have lost your fucking mind, brother. Didn't Jordan say he was leaving Twitter like a month ago? Dude flip-flops so hard. Yeah, he didn't. He didn't actually leave. He said he was going to leave Twitter, and then he posted like 38 times after he said he got... I ratioed Jordan Peterson into oblivion, okay? When he said, sorry, not beautiful. And he got fucking bullied so hard that we like literally cyberbullied him off of Twitter, or at least like cyberbullied him into saying he was going to get off Twitter permanently. And then he tweeted like 38 times in a fucking row instead of getting off Twitter. Very clearly not getting off Twitter, right? I think he just, this is right. I think he just like could not leave Twitter because he's so deeply addicted to it. Okay. So this is the only way that he can get off of it. And it's a double whammy. Now he can complain about cancel culture and being canceled on Twitter and free speech or whatever, which is hilarious because this is a perfect example of conservative persecution complex, dude. Conservatives love seeking victimhood so fucking hard.
In response to the decision of an actor
I gotta pee.
named Ellen Elliott Page. It is clearly the case that I did not promote violence against or threaten anyone with my missive. So that leaves the arguably lesser sin of harass.
Dude, this is awesome. More of this, please. More of this. Conservatives have to fucking do this all the time. This is incredible. Dude, I love this. Bro, this is like the funniest thing. I mean, the problem is there's a lot of pussies like this, right? Who do get fucking, who do think that like this is the most important political thing, right? A guy getting banned off Twitter for like very clearly violating the terms of service, and then and then being like, why is that happening? And then reading through line by line the terms of service, like you're debating fucking the Twitter terms of service on your YouTube video. Like, it's awesome. Please, dude. Absolutely. Please, please, please continue this. I mean, how is this any different than old man yells at cloud? Where is it? Yeah, it's just, he has two, not one, but two cameras set up from different angles. So you understand how fucking severe this is. It's like, bro, you just got suspended. Just delete the tweet. What's wrong with you? I've gotten suspended a million times for DMCA violations. I've gotten suspended a million times for like dumb shit that people like mass report, you know? What the fuck's wrong with you? This is the greatest way that you can ever describe conservative politics, dude. That's it. This is it. I am once again a victim of the oppressive boot that I myself placed right upon my face. That's it. That's conservative politics, dude. 90% of the shit is like literally them trying to desperately find new ways of being like, society has destroyed me. A 2-camera dramatic reading of the Twitter terms of service. Exactly. Do more of this, please, conservatives.
Let's assume, since I wasn't informed, that that was the crime.
Hasan ignoring the plight of the white man. As a white man, I can say there have been periods of minutes, sometimes hours, where I felt oppressed. Jordan Peterson is completely correct. This is exactly the same as the Soviet Union. Thank you. I'm sorry, white man. We will recognize.
And further, harassment on the basis of so-called gender identity. Since Twitter did not do me the favor of actually specifying my crime, and there are many possibilities on that front, we unfortunately have to guess at why this has occurred. And that's actually a big problem in and of itself, and also indicative of the utter carelessness of the Twitter organization with regard to the propriety of its own censorial actions.
Dude, this can't be real. I feel like he made this for me. I'm losing my mind. What is he doing? What? Dude, there's nothing funnier than a dude who is so clearly fallen from grace. There is nothing funnier than a grown-ass, like, 60-year-old man put on a fucking 3-piece pinstripe suit specifically to sit in front of 2 fucking cameras and cry about being suspended on Twitter for very clearly writing fucking transphobic shit. About one trans person, too, which is like directional transphobic hatred. Dog, I got banned on Twitch for 7 fucking days. Okay? Which is my entire livelihood, right? My entire livelihood was taken from me for 7 fucking days. For using the word cracker. Okay? Like a group of individuals that will never find that to be legitimate, hateful misconduct. Even racist motherfuckers are like, what? Yeah, that's pretty funny when people call me cracker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, like, not a single real human being other than extremely online, sensitive, fragile fucking weirdos has ever looked at that word and gone, that's fucking racist, dude. That's anti-white racist. That is not a real thing. And I didn't make a video like this, motherfucker. You just got suspended off of Twitter, a platform that you supposedly were supposed to fucking leave anyway, but you couldn't because you directionally are writing transphobic shit about a famous trans actor. These guys are trying to bring back Gamergate shit so hard, dude. And this dude is like upset that he can't be fucking shitting on trans people.
I should at least know exactly what I did wrong if I am required to acknowledge that my tweet violated the Twitter rules. What rules, you sons of bitches? Exactly. Precisely. because such things matter when the accusations start flying.
Dude, come on. If you take a person like this seriously ever again for the rest of your life, I'm sorry. I will make fun of you forever. I will bully you. I will literally bully you. If you come to me and tell me that you're still a Jordan Peterson stan, you see this and you unironically are like, nah, man, he saved my life. You deserve to be bullied, okay? He said, what rule was breaking, you sons of bitches? About being suspended off Twitter, bro. What the fuck? It's not that serious, homie.
So what did I say that might constitute harassment? Well, many things, hypothetically. Let's begin with, remember when pride was a sin? Although that is merely a factual statement, because under the old rules, applicable even a decade ago, pride was a sin and had been recognized as perhaps the cardinal sin for thousands of years previously. It still might be regarded as unacceptable to the woke authoritarian moralists who now insist, for example, that we celebrate Pride Month, not hour or day or week, but month, and who have literally called it Pride Month.
Wait, not Pride Day, hour, or week, but month? What do you mean Pride Hour? Has that ever even happened? Dude, this is literally like a troll, right? I could not write something this funny if I sat down and wanted to write something about unnecessary hysteria from a conservative, old ass conservative man whose brain has been fried by benzos, okay? Why no Pride Hour? But now Pride Month? What's next? Pride Year? Pride Quarter? Pride is a sin. He fucking loves this. It's like the time he said he'd go on hunger strike if we jailed over the C-16 bill. Yeah. And it's the same exact bullshit, bro. It's the same exact bullshit. It's on that exact same wavelength of him trying to fucking martyr himself. But he's too much of a pussy to fucking martyr himself. Because he wouldn't do it. Because it's a fucking grift. Okay. Go on it, bitch. Kill yourself by not eating any fucking food if that's how brave you are, okay? And I don't mean that in a fucking ban-worthy TOS way. If you want to fucking martyr yourself, go ahead. Show us how fucking brave you are. That you're going to go on a fucking food strike, a hunger strike. That's what he's saying. That's what that means. This is not terms of service violation. A hunger strike ends in death when you don't get what you want. That's why it's not something to fucking take lightly, okay? What do you think that means?
To suffer the consequences that society may deem you need to suffer because of your views.
He's literally a baby, bro.
Yes, I'm prepared to do that. Well, so what am I willing to do? Well, I think that the Ontario Human Rights Tribunal is probably obligated by their own tangled web to bring me in front of it. If they find me, I won't pay it. If they put me in jail, I'll go on a hunger strike. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, what happened, bro? No, he was never going to do that. He was never going to do that. He's like, I'll die to be transphobic. Okay, die then. What do you mean? Yeah, if you're dying to be transphobic, I promise I'm not stopping you, bro. You can literally fucking do that. I am so on board, brother. Do it. Do it then. Die then, pussy. What do you mean? What the fuck? Anybody has a problem with that? I don't know what to tell you. He should just guzzle some fucking apple cider, dude. Take himself out like that. He meant starve in the cultural Marxist Petersonian sense, too big for you to understand. Yeah, by the way, pride is a sin, by the way. Love when someone says pride is a sin and then sells statues of his own fucking head, dog.
Sin. I don't see that sexual orientation or sexual desire of any sort is something to celebrate or to take pride in. And so what I said was merely a fact. Now, it's possible that I hurt someone's feelings because I pointed out that pride goes before, for example, a fall, but I don't care about that.
Sorry, I just wanted to check something. Get them. Get their asses, bro.
Do it again. And also consider it my duty to warn those who are about to fall into a pit that the path they are on leads suddenly downhill. But that was probably not the reason that I was banned from Twitter, although, as I said, I am in the position of having to guess. Next phrase to interrogate. And Ellen Page. Now, why did I stop there? Because in all likelihood, it was this seemingly innocuous phrase, including the name of a well-known actress, there I'm in trouble again, that likely resulted in my ban. I committed the fatal crime.
Bro, this is so funny. Dude, come on. Like, I know he's dead naming, okay? I know he's dead naming, and that's really fucked up. But like he's so fucking, like, he's so sad. You have to recognize, like, this person is such a sad, pathetic, wormy little human being. He's like, whoa, oh, oopsie, I did it again. Oh, I guess I'll go in trouble. I guess I'll get in trouble again. It's just like, it is the wackest way. Like, no, bro, no one is like fucking freaking out over this, okay? No one is freaking out over this because you're fucking washed. You are the one who's freaking out over this way more than anyone else, okay? Like, it's literally, it has become an issue where it's like, I think trans people have so much worse shit to deal with overall that like who the fuck's gonna be like, oh man, Jordan Peterson is being transphobic again? Like, everybody knows you're transphobic, brother. So it's not new, you know? Funny enough, he corrected himself at the start of the video. He probably named Elliot. He forces himself to misgender like Ben. Exactly. We are going to watch an old Jordan Peterson video of mine from the Young Turks, by the way, and you will see my positions and how consistent they are and all this stuff.
Of what has come to be known in the appalling sensorial terminology of the insane activists as dead naming, which is the act of referring to someone who has transitioned, another hated piece of jargon and slogan, by the name and by the inference, the gender, really the sex, that everyone knew them by previously, and in the case of Ellen/Elliot, that millions of people recognized and knew. So I should have either called him, her, they, Elliot, instead of Ellen.
Bro, like, why do these motherfuckers act like it's so difficult, dude? Like, at first, there's a learning curve, right? But you've gone beyond the learning curve. Like, I've talked about this before. Sometimes when someone is like a figure of national prominence, like Caitlyn Jenner, for example, okay, it takes some time for people to adjust, right? And I think, at least for me, in my personal experiences, most trans people are very forgiving and very understanding that, like, of the unintentional or accidental misgendering, despite the fact that it might be incredibly traumatic for them, okay? And yet they're still very understanding, all right? It's when you're intentionally misgendering someone and deliberately doing it and deliberately dead naming them, like in a tweet, for example, that then it becomes something entirely different. You're just personally trying to harass them. You're personally trying to be transphobic to them specifically. That is the difference, okay? That's the main difference. And these motherfuckers are so sad and so pathetic that they do it on purpose and then they go, oopsie, did I do that? It's like, bro, you know what you did. You know what you're doing. And you don't care. You don't care about, like, the feelings of another person. You're just like an asshole. You're a fucking asshole. You are a gigantic asshole. And some level of being an asshole is acceptable, in my opinion. But there is a level of assholeness that is not acceptable. Twitter has clearly set those fucking terms. Doesn't even follow through on them quite regularly, if we're being real. But they've set their terms and you violated them. For a platform to not turn into a pedophile Nazi shithole like Gab or all these other, like, free speech platforms, you have to set certain fucking rules. Harassment and transphobia and other forms of bigotry are one of those that you cannot violate as far as, like, the terms of service. It's what hecklers do too to get a reaction, even when there's the wrong reaction. People think paying attention to them is like babies. Yeah.
Although, as we will discover, that would have made it impossible for me to say what I wanted to and need to say in the remaining phrases. Not that such a problem would bother those who are objecting to my speech in the first place. The next phrase is, just had her breasts removed. This bit suffers from a very similar problem. I employed the forbidden pronoun her when Elliot, Ellen, is now to be regarded as a he or else. But there's a conundrum here, to say the least, and not just for me, although I have been banned because of it. Was Elliot/Ellen a she or a he, or Ellen or Elliot when she or he or they, that's Elliot or Elian, by the way, had his or her or their breasts removed.
Dude, you're making it unnecessarily complicated on purpose. What a fucking loser, man. What a gigantic fucking loser, bro. Literally, oh, he, she, they, oh, like, bitch, shut the fuck up. It is not that fucking difficult, homie. You are literally personally making it more difficult than it actually fucking is. You are such a fucking loser. Jesus Christ, dude. Even when someone has he, they on their profile, just pick one and stick with it. You're like, you don't need to fucking make it more confusing. Okay?
Moved. If he or she was a he, then why was it necessary to have the mastectomy? And how could those I am writing to make sense of what I was saying if it was...
I don't know, man. You could perhaps Google it, bro. Like, I don't get it. What the fuck? Aren't you like a brilliant guy? Aren't you like a brilliant fucking doctor? I don't understand. Dr. Jordan Peterson? Like, you couldn't ask someone at the college campus? Why? Why is this happening? I wonder. Let's keep going.
His breasts that were removed. Were those male breasts or female breasts that were removed? If they were male breasts, then why were they removed? If they were female breasts...
Jordan Peterson be like, sorry, but if you're a man who has gynecomastia, you must not get a medical procedure. I will not allow it. You want to remove your breast disease? Sorry, no amount of medical science will allow me to come to the conclusion that that is acceptable. You must let those puppies breathe. I will suckle on them breast disease. Like, what's up, dude? What do you mean? There are fucking cis men that also have similar procedures. What's going on? I need to see your man tits.
had therefore become objectionable to the degree that surgery generally reserved for cancer.
Like his favorite homie on the planet is literally the poster boy for gender affirming surgery. Okay, gender affirming hormone therapy. That's what TRT is, motherfucker. If you're Joe Rogan and you shove so many fucking steroid needles in your ass that you look like a goddamn Ninja Turtle with fucking with the bubble gut from all the HGH and TRT you've done, which you openly fucking claim and ride for, by the way, which I have no problem with. That's gender affirming hormone therapy. You have no problem with Joe Rogan doing that shit, but God forbid a trans person decides to do something similar. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I hate that! Do not do hormone therapy unless you're Joe Rogan and I can go on your podcast. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Dumb bitch. I bet he got fucking hair plugs too, which is also gender affirming surgery.
Was morally obligatory. Then wasn't Elliot still Ellen and he still she? How could I possibly have written that sentence in any sensible manner whatsoever?
Well, you couldn't have because you personally fucking, made it worse.
While simultaneously making my point understandably and not breaking Twitter rules against so-called hateful conduct. And Elliot Page just had his breasts removed. Was he Elliot then? When exactly? Exactly. He was definitely Ellen at some point in the past, or so indicate all his, her, them, their.
Dude, this is so funny. It's like, exactly what moment did the transition happen? It's like, motherfucker, you don't need to know that. Like, when someone tells you their name is Jane, you don't go, oh, well, I don't know. Maybe your name is Barbara. When did you choose Jane? You must let me know now. I need to see your pussy. That's not a thing, okay? Show me your pussy, Jane. I need to see it. I must see it. Let's continue.
Film credits. Will all those have to be reshot since they employed the hated dead name? That doesn't exist, by the way, that dead.
By the way, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. That question is an interesting one. Like, that question, if it wasn't being used against a trans person, right, to like further transphobia, and to like try to fucking get people on board with like being unnecessarily transphobic to a trans person, then that's actually an interesting concept. You could have a conversation about that. What happens to the old what happens to the old footage of a trans person? We have a friend of the show, Philosophy Tube, for example, who is trans, and she has a bunch of footage from YouTube of her old content where she looks the way she does, right? I don't know how to fucking explain it, but see, that's a complicated thing, right? That's a complicated concept that you could normally pre-transition. That's what you would say. Exactly. That's a complicated concept. I'm not even saying that it's not a complicated concept. I am openly admitting that that's a complicated concept, which you could personally have a conversation around. And trans people have this conversation all the time. Okay? But if your goal was to genuinely educate people and to find the best practices, this is not the way to go about it. And what is really, really indecent in this situation is that people like Jordan Peterson, transphobic people, stand in the way of people having that conversation in a genuine capacity, specifically so they can continue making more transphobic fucking takes. Okay? I think a lot of JP stands are former rudderless males incels who need to hear something like anyone can be a 7 talk from somebody and happen to hear it from him. It's painful to admit that someone whose advice helped you at some point is actually a loser, kind of like finding your favorite streamer who you sub to for years, a closet weeb. Yeah, that would be disgusting if your favorite streamer was a closeted weeb, you know what I mean? Which is why I don't worry, like fear not, I'm not. There's a lot of fucking instances out there. There's a lot of video footage out there that like lie, and it's been doctored. Anyway, let's continue.
Name category, except in the sensorial and addled minds of a tiny fraction of insanely narcissistic and increasingly dangerous trans activists. When precisely was it incumbent on me to switch my terminology in regard to Elliot/Ellen so that I was not engaging in hateful conduct?
Like, this shit is so meaningless, ultimately. It is like the least significant thing you could do to not be a fucking asshole. And even that is expecting far too much from a dude who's like, no, my entire politics is around being a fucking asshole. It's not furthering transphobia. It's not further spreading transphobia at a time when like every fucking state is literally passing legislation to try and kill trans people or to try to get trans people to kill themselves. That's not what's dangerous. It's the trans activist that's dangerous. It's simply asking Jordan Peterson, okay, to be nice. That's too much. Why is that too much? Because he's fucking a hateful piece of shit. That's it. He is a pathetic little hateful fucking dweeb. And that's it. I used to date a trans YouTube star who was a big JP fan. She has since detransitioned thanks to his rhetoric and overall religious pressure. She's now using her platform to spread anti-trans propaganda. This shit is depressing to see. Jesus fucking Christ.
And how can I describe the fact that someone who was once a woman, and really still is, had her breasts cut off because she, he, they...
I didn't change my best friend's opinion. He defended every point you brought up against Jordan. I couldn't believe his conviction. Dude, what points could you be defending in that position? Like, all of my Jordan Peterson videos are literally fucking top to bottom. All my positions on Jordan Peterson's videos are completely logically sound. So I don't know what they would be defending in that circumstance. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be a zealot at that point.
They, their, them had fallen prey to a viciously harmful fad without using the appropriate sex-linked pronoun and the real name of the real person to whom this was really done with his, her, their voluntary but unfortunate acquiescence. And so it was impossible to communicate what had happened to my audience without apparently running afoul of the impossible and absurd rules that now hypothetically govern morality itself in the days of...
They still argue that those statements are out of context. How do I know? I used to do that. They claim that Jordan Peterson is out of context when when you watch one of their videos where like I carefully show you why Jordan Peterson is transphobic. If they're still saying that, they're fucking delusional, dude. I mean, Jordan Peterson himself says he's transphobic and says he's conservative now. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't even lie about it anymore. He doesn't even feel the need to hide it. That video that you watched of me from 2018, okay, is from a time when Jordan Peterson refused to recognize that he was conservative, that he would say he's not a right-winger of some sort, and that's just not the case. That's not mental gymnastics at this point. That's actually mental illness, okay? Like, your friends that say trans people are mentally ill, if they are Jordan Peterson's stance to that degree, they are mentally ill, not fucking trans people. Straight up.
Of the degenerated postmodern and Marxist ethos that we must still, no matter how impossible it is, abide by, or else. And you might object, Ellen/Elliot is an adult, 30-something, and fully capable of making up his, her, their own mind about such things, and she, he, they are welcome from the liberal and the libertarian position to go to hell in a handbasket as she, he, they see fit.
He said you're going to hell. If you're trans, you're just, well, okay, nice.
And fair enough, to some degree. But I don't believe it is either merely picayune or inappropriate to point out that Ellen/Elliot, who is quite a good actor/actress, is also a ritual model for emulation. Being a star.
Bro, here's what you could have done. Instead of making a 15-minute video with 2 different camera angles crying about being suspended on Twitter for straight up being transphobic about Elliot Page, you could have just not done any of this and just deleted the tweet and you'd be fine.
With all the privileges and, let us point out, the responsibilities that go along with that. So by acquiescing to this surgery and by publicizing it and by insisting upon the sanctity and the moral virtue of his, her, their new, expensive, dangerous, and medically enhanced identity, and by participating in the whole identity charade, Ellen/Elliot has undoubtedly, with his, her, their so-called courage, and remember the White House itself has tweeted out every indication of believing in the courage of those who transition, enticed many a poor, confused adolescent, girl most likely, to blame her emergent pubescent self-consciousness, confusion, and discomfort on being born in the wrong body and believing that the courageous, self-affirming, and morally admirable route is horrible.
Bro, this is the most boring way to be transphobic, by the way. This is pretty funny. Like, he's just like, it's like hard to watch, not because it's like so viciously transphobic or whatever, but also because it's so incredibly boring. And it's like such a meaningless thing that he is trying to create a much larger issue out of. It's hilarious, bro. He literally is just like fucking complaining about being suspended off of Twitter and trying to just be as transphobic as he possibly can in 15 minutes. It's funny to us, but there are people who agree with him. Dude, I mean, they're insane.
Hormonal treatment, sterilization, subjugation to a lifetime of expensive medical complication. How delightfully profitable is that? And misery. And I believe firmly that Ellen/Elliot, or whatever the hell her name or his name.
Ask why H3H3 loves Jordan and Winters. Wait, first of all, are you stupid? Why wasn't this dog in the Nazi supremacist Winters woman promoted by H3H3? Bro, are you fucking dumb? Do you not, like, Ethan literally deleted the video, bro. I told him not to, and he still deleted the video. Are you such a mobile chatter that you're stuck in 2019 or some shit? What the fuck? Like, he literally deleted the fucking Jordan Peterson video, which I wouldn't have even done.
Name is, bears moral culpability for that. And finally, with regard to the final phrase, criminal physician, I must say that I've had some post-coital, so to speak, regrets about that phrase. It is clearly the case that the surgical operation performed.
Post-coital? My man said post-coital when he's talking about posting. Oh my God, degenerate incel freak.
By the butchers who butchered Elliot/Ellen was legal. So, was it criminal or not? Were the operations undertaken by the fascist physicians who carried out the Nazi medical experiments legal? Yes.
No. No, dude, you can't literally be a Nazi while simultaneously being likening what the Nazis did to what the Nazis actually believed, which was that trans people were criminal and mentally ill and that they need to be fucking killed. That's crazy. Bro, you're literally the Nazi in this situation. What the fuck? How the fuck did you arrive at that conclusion? No way. He said gender confirmation surgery is akin to Nazi experiments. That's so fucking vile, dude. That is, wow. I mean, congratulations. At least there you go, dude. Hey, he found it. That was one. That was a insane take. There you go. Homie said the Nazis, who quite literally burned fucking trans medical books, okay, who quite literally also put trans people in concentration camps, who were expressly transphobic, so transphobic that Steven Crowder's Peanut Gallery, not that long ago, like a month ago, literally were agreeing with the Nazis for their transphobia. Remember that? Wow. Jordan Peterson, while simultaneously agreeing with the Nazi position on trans people, likened a surgery that trans people choose to get to what the Nazis did against people's wills. That is wild to me.
Criminal physician. I must say that I've had some post-coital, so to speak, regrets about that phrase. It is clearly the case that the surgical operation performed by the butchers who butchered Elliot/Ellen was legal. So, was it criminal or not? Were the operations undertaken by the fascist physicians who carried out the Nazi medical experiments legal? Yes, under the laws of the time. But were they criminal? I'll leave that question up to you to answer. And further,
Pussy.
perhaps it might be...
He thinks he's spitting too. Look at him. Look at his like fucking face. What a fucking bitch-made motherfucker, dude.
And further, perhaps...
Oh, God, dude. Busted ass fucking devil-looking, shaitan-looking motherfucker, bro. I swear to God. I have so much disgust in my heart for this person. Like, I cannot explain it to you, bro.
Perhaps it might be...
He is so ugly, both inside and out. Oh, my Lord, dude. Oh, dude, you are literally gonna burn in hell. Sometimes I do hope that there is a hell because Jordan Peterson is gonna fucking burn in it, dude. He's gonna be crisped up. My friend said this about your takes. This guy keeps explaining what Jordan is saying for you. I wouldn't watch this guy anymore if I was you. Jordan is a clinical psychologist. He's telling you how to feel about Jordan saying when what he says is the most relevant psychological information we can get this day and age. What Jordan says is based carefully reviewed information and years of historical data. Yeah, that person's a fucking idiot, and he's been captivated by Jordan's authority, which he does not even have, by the way. So attack Jordan Peterson's credibility, and you will recognize, you will see better results. A person like that, you can actually easily dupe into understanding the reality, by the way. Like, those people are fucking stupid, right? Show them the Canadian Bar Association criticizing Jordan Peterson's horrifyingly wrong takes on Bill C-16. Boom, immediately. Show them other professors in the field making fun of Jordan Peterson for his dog shit fucking books. Show him the pussy thing from Maps of Meaning. You know what I mean? His grandmother's pussy hair thing from Maps of Meaning. You will be able to very easily convince that person that Jordan Peterson's credibility is not actually as significant as Jordan Peterson claims it is. And once you do that, once you undermine that authority that he has, it's much easier to just fucking rip into Jordan.
He objected, what about the damage done by hypothetically leaving those confused about their identity to dwell in their confusion? Aren't we morally obliged to intervene? And I would say, no. Why? Well, first, do no harm, as the Hippocratic Oath, remember that, insists. And second, it has been a matter of historical consensus that sins of omission are less egregious than sins of commission. Thus, leaving someone with gender dysphoria, no matter how warranted, and perhaps it is in a very tiny minority of truly unfortunate cases, to suffer the consequences of the theoretical mismatch between soul and body is less of a risk ethically, personally, socially, and philosophically than the extremely active intervention that constitutes so-called gender-confirming, another hated phrase, surgery. I might also point out that the trans surgery enterprise is now a $300 million per annum growth industry.
Damn, bro. Big trans. Boys, big trans is out to trans everybody. You know what I mean? They're trying to trans every motherfucker out there, dude. Yeah, $300 million enterprise, dude. Yo, fucking crazy, dog. That shit is crazy, brother.
Rate of projected expansion, 15% per year. Projected increase by 2027 to $750 million per year. An expanding enterprise in a time of global uncertainty. Time to invest, both in the requisite surgical skills and perhaps in any industry associated with this vicious and unconscionable fad.
By the way, big trans doctors, fun time to remind everybody that Jordan Peterson quite literally has been funded by the oil lobby and have quite literally not only been funded by the oil lobby, but has defended the oil and gas industry and has used their talking points regularly. Okay? I love that.
Primarily entangling, as such things so often do, the youthful and female. Isn't that a concern, intersectionalists? Not when push comes to shove or ideology to scalpel. Is that not a true moral hazard? And I'm not taking down that tweet or acknowledging that my tweet violated the Twitter rules. Up yours,
so brave
moralists.
Up yours, dude. He's such a pussy. I love that, dude. Dude, people like this, because conservative ideology hinges on like aesthetics so aggressively, kind of like liberalism too, that like when they come across like giant fucking pussies, I think they're doing themselves a disservice. Okay? So I love shit like this. Up yours. I will not be taking that tweet down. It's like, bro, you are literally a fucking child, homie.
We'll see who cancels who. Twitter's a rat hole in the final analysis, and I have probably contributed to that while trying to use, understand, and master that horrible, toxic platform. No doubt, I owe some apologies for that, and I'm trying to learn, but it's a relief in some real sense to be banned, and I regard it under the present conditions as a badge of honor.
Dude, that's awesome. Jordan Peterson uncensored. Oh, that's great. Dude, this is awesome. 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 I love that.